Okay, this video may not make much sense to those who are not lawyers, and I encourage you to share this video to get across to as many young lawyers or those people who are in civil service or maybe combining law practice with other discipline. I am prompted to make this video because I saw how, some persons today in court were struggling to move a motion. And you know what? Motion is the easiest thing in law practice. In fact, as a young graduate or as a young lawyer appearing before a judge, the first encounter or the first opportunity you may have to address the court is to move a motion. Most times, senior colleagues may not allow you the privilege of handling matters, but once in a while, you may be allowed to go and move a motion, maybe motion ex parte for substituted service or something else. However, I will be taking you on how to move a motion, especially motion on notice. At least, it is something that is very simple, but from what I am seeing in the court of recent, I am beginning to understand that it may not be as simple as we are looking at it. So first of all, when you want to move a motion in court, be confident in yourself. Let the judge understand that you actually know what you are doing by first telling the court that you have a motion before the court and that motion is ripe for hearing. Of course, in the usual practice, the court will ask you, have you served the other party? You say yes, you've served, and they have equally replied by way of filing their counter. Good. And the court will say, we'll make inquiry from the other counsel. Have you been served? Say, yes, I have been served, my lord. And the motion is ripe for hearing. Then you now proceed and say, my lord, here is a motion. You are entitled to have the motion. You are entitled to hold the motion just like I am holding this paper. You are entitled to be armed with the motion. You tell the court that you have a motion on notice. And it is dated so day, and equally filed on so day. And the motion is brought pursuant to, you mention the relevant section of the law that empowers you to bring that motion before the court. And then you now proceed to tell the court the prayers in that motion. The prayers are those things that you're now asking the court to do by way of that motion. You tell the court that the motion is praying, or that the motion prays the court for the following order and any other orders the Honorable Court may deem fit to make. Relax and then proceed to tell the court that the same motion is equally attached with an affidavit. An affidavit is your averment where you must have told the story to convince the court that this particular motion should be granted. And you tell the court that the motion is deposed by so person, and who is very conversant with the fact of this particular case or fact you are asking the court. Now, you proceed to tell the court that the motion is housing a total number of, you mentioned the annexures and the number of paragraphs of the affidavit. Then you will now proceed also to tell the court that the motion is attached with a written address, and you would wish to adopt it as your argument for that particular motion. What is difficult in this? But you will see some people who will appear in court and be struggling. And before you know it, the judge will understand that you are probably a young lawyer or a lawyer who is not in practice. And once this is disclosed before the judge, of course, the judge has already taken ground and starts, directing you, pushing you to expose your error, to expose your weaknesses the more. You know that in this practice, some judges are good in pampering and harmonizing your errors, trying to patch you when you are not, giving you tips. But some judges will want to, of course, capitalizing on that your weakness to do what? To demean you, or perhaps to make you to submit to his or her own authority. Of course, you and I know that judges don't teach lawyers the law. It is rather the lawyers that teach the judges the law. And that is why you will see a judge. When you make an argument that seems to be very controversial or novel, the judge will say, address me on this. And you will say, okay, fine. And you start addressing the judge, relying on those authorities that you have. So when you appear before the court to move a motion, feel comfortable, feel relaxed, don't be agitated. Take the control of the court by giving the court the sequence. It's very simple and nothing is so difficult about that. I've decided to make this video very long because I'm posting this video on my YouTube. I also encourage you to do what? To go to my YouTube and subscribe. Invite your lawyer friends or your colleagues to join me there so that we'll be, bringing out some areas that seem very simple, but we are actually ending on that particular area. We are actually not getting it right, and we'll be discussing, we'll be harmonizing ideas. Don't forget to share this video. I'm your friend, Frank Abol.